Okay. Cool.
If you're tired of using Claude Code in Terminal, well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly a tool that can help you to visualize this in a Kanban board that keeps track.
So, all right, I guess the idea here is instead of having a terminal-based tasks visualization, you'll use a Kanban board.
Track of task by task, running multiple agents running at the same time.
Okay.
And follow the spec-driven development here, which will start to do the planning before it started the implementation and the QA. Not only that, you can be able to have multiple tasks running at the same time with multiple different Claude Code sessions. And moreover, there's also the roadmap where we can be able to do a comparative analysis based on the application that we have and also generate ideas using AI and be able to visualize the context for the memory.
Okay, so this seems... how much of this do we actually need to watch?
As well as manage the work trees, the pull requests, MCP servers, all in one single desktop applications visually inside of a graphical user interface like this. So with that being said, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up on your local machine. To level up, make sure to check out my YouTube channel. So once we have the AutoClaw here fully installed, this is what the application looks like. So right here you can see that we have our Kanban board, and right here you can see we have our different columns for different status for developments. And to open a new project, simply click on the plus sign, and here I can open existing or creating a brand new project from scratch. But for my case, I'm just going to open an existing project, which is called the Bookkeeper Applications. And here you can see that these are all the columns that we have for different status of our development workflows. So we have our in progress, AI review, planning, all kinds of things. Now, in terms of AutoClaw, what we can do here is that we can click on this plus sign right here, which will basically create a task based on what we're going to do for the project. So for example, I'm going to show you what the project looks like right now, and I'll show you what's the problem and how we can use AutoClaw here to solve this. Now, to navigate to the Bookkeeper application, this is what the application looks like after I run it, and you can see that this is the dashboard where we can keep track of our expense for our business. There's also a way for us to keep track of receipts, our bank statements, and we can also be able to match each receipt with the right transaction from a bank. And what we can do here is that I want to improve this page right here, where we have our date filter, our cards for keeping track of our status. There's also the auto match, the match here, also the filter. So there's 5 items where user have to scroll all the way down to see the entire table. So what I want to do here is I want to trigger the front-end design skill and also the spectrum development here to basically plan out exactly how we're going to restructure this page to basically make a user experience here much more better for this match transaction page. So in this case, I'm just going to navigate back to the AutoClaw, and here you can see we have a plus sign for planning, and here we can describe what exactly we want to improve for this task. So here I'm just going to come back here and I'm just going to take a screenshot of this, and basically I'm just going to drag this screenshot into the prompts. And then what we can do here is I'm just going to simply describe the issue on how we're going to fix it. So in this case, I'm just going to navigate over to the application. Here is basically my prompts. I'm going to say that based on the current transaction page, there's the day range, the cards for the stats, the autocomplete, the match slider, and also the filter, where there's 5 sections for user to scroll all the way down to see the entire match transaction table. So what I want to do here is I want to trigger the front-end design skill here to basically clean it up a bit and see how we can be able to make the user experience here much more.
One thing, people who make YouTube videos say what you want to say and then stop.
Better. So pretty much that's my prompt. I'm just going to paste it in the description, and here I'm just also going to change the task title. So exactly what we're going to put for this entire task. So we're just going to say improving the match transaction page. And if we were to scroll down, there's also the agent profile on exactly how we want agent here to perform this task. Is it a complex task? Is it a well-balanced, optimized task? So in this case, for example, if it's a complex.
Okay. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know how to visualize these types of things. Having a Kanban board is interesting because that's fundamentally how we would want to interact. But I think if we're going to use some kind of interface for this, I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess you would go away from tasks because you want parallel streams of work with agents, which is why a Kanban board would work. You have 2 dimensions. However, I think there's some other bit to this, which actually maybe that would be fine, but I think maybe it's to use another... Hello, alternate Dahlhauser. I think it's to use another system. That actually would be an interesting thing for me to do with what I want to do right now. So what's, like, Trello was bought out, right? We'll take a look at all of these, I guess. You win with your ad placement. Okay, cool. Yeah, it would be good to have like everything in it. Red mine, eh? Okay, so let's take a look at a bunch of these. So this, yeah, sales, whatever. This sales. Interesting. They've changed their marketing to be cool. Maybe it's just GitHub issues. I think that is what it should be. Okay. What is this? Okay. Oh, this is telling you something is bad. Okay, fine. So the only thing I could see, actually, even that would be. Oh my god. Okay, so I think I've simplified my world here. I think it's going to be GitHub. And I think the idea would be you have your source repo. Okay, so let's. I guess I'm going here. Okay, that was a long time ago. So let's go to repositories. Let's clean up a few. I know I made a few a while ago that I don't know what they even do. So this one is not. We don't need this guy. This was like an AI garbage thing. Yes. Jesus. Okay, and I guess while we're doing this, we can put on some stuff. And I'm not logged in, so. Is it Apple? Let's see. Okay, cool. And then we will put it on. What do these sound like now? They're all different. Okay. We'll use this one. What was that? Bowers, buddy. Thanks, dude. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. So we got rid of that guy. We can get rid of this guy. Don't need this. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. This we don't need. cool. That's fine. This one, right, we don't need. I remember making that a long time ago. Okay, and I think I need to like write down while we do this a few different activities. This one is really good, but this implementation is probably really bad, so I should come back to this project. I'm gonna leave it because I think it's a good project. It's just a bad execution. That's good, that's good. What is this? Did I actually? No, I didn't build this. Something else built this. That's so crazy. There's so many repos that are probably a good like point in time representation of the earlier models. Yeah, this goes away. Okay. This one I think was interesting. Right, I just wanted to... Okay. I am now doing something completely different than what I wanted to do, but we're gonna leave the world in a better place than we started, or we're gonna clean up the campsite, whatever the metaphors are. This one's interesting. This one I thought was good. It may be out of date. Anyways, we'll keep it. I think that's a useful thing to like work on. That's fine, that's fine. Content model. Huh. What was this? Oh, right. This was actually a pretty good project. Okay, I'll keep that. What else? Okay, and then I think everything else is kind of, what is this? Okay, so now let's think about the repo we need. So actually, we should probably do this with AI somehow. So, okay, what I want to do is I want to create a... I guess we can close that guy. Does that delete it, or is that just like... No, it doesn't delete it. I guess you have to go in here and delete it. Okay, so I guess a few things to consider. What is this? Oh, it's just your containers. Okay. I should delete that. Or whatever, I can leave that. So if we create a new project or a new repo, we get a bunch of other things associated with it. Built like a spreadsheet, canvas to filter. Okay, so that's the thing we're going to use. And now we need to figure out how to attach projects to it, so, or repositories to it. So these are decoupled from repositories, meaning we can have two repositories. We can have one, okay, so let's like draw.io, or what's the other one? It's not draw.io, is it? Or is it Excalidraw? Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so what we want is like a project repository. So this is kind of like dealing with, do I have stickies? Frame, web embed, laser, wireframe. It's just saying, okay, we'll just use text. So this project repository, or that's interesting. It's not called project, it's called, let's say, we'll have to figure out all the different words, but there's something like a CI/CD pipeline, application source, that's probably it. Like this would be the traditional thing and you just point at it. And then there's another thing, which is the, what would you call this? Development. Okay. And then that's like, this is prompts or something, skills, whatever. Okay, so something like that. Okay. And then there needs to be a bridge between these two things to do hooks. Because you need some way to say this guy, or do you? The pipeline could be it. No, the pipeline would be too long. How do I draw like a line? Ooh, that's really not true, is it? There we go. Okay. This is not the best. This won't make any sense, but I think that's kind of the idea. So the first one will be this guy that I want to work on. And there's like a few things, right? So each project may be related to one or more like file sets. And I think there's something to describe that. So like a repo and a file set. And it could be multiple repos and multiple file sets. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. There's like multiple of these potentially. And then each of these has like file sets. Or whatever. I don't know what. But that kind of builds up a way of thinking about each of these kind of contexts of work. So I think I want Claude Code. I want the documentation from this guy. Okay, let's read about skills first, because this is something I feel like I read this and I didn't really see the value. Yeah, let's go to what are skills. Okay, maybe this is the docs I need. Interesting. Agent skills, modular capabilities. So an abstraction that extends Claude's functionality. Each skill packages instructions. Okay, so it's prompts, and tools. Why use skills? Reusable file system based. Okay, this is like, they're files. Skills are files that provide Claude with information. This is bad. Workflows, context, and best practices. Agents and blah, blah. Some of this documentation is garbage. Like if you read this whole sentence, it says, skills are files that give Claude information. Unlike prompts, okay, here's a distinction. Conversation level. Prompts are not necessarily conversation level for one-off tasks. Skills load on demand. Okay, so this is maybe a formalization of a pattern of choosing to load files when necessary. So this is like a variable agent where you could define agents and say this is your like expertise, but then this is like the matrix, plug it in the back of your head type thing. I now know Kung Fu, and I guess it's just saying you have to get rid of it because this is context. Scene guidance. Okay. Specialized Claude. Tailor capabilities. Okay. Okay, so these become little agents then. But this is crazy. I actually don't know when and why you would invoke this. This is a tool, right? Like tools can have whatever they want in them as well, and they can invoke an LLM. See, this is crazy. This is like RAG. When to use this skill? Use it when the user needs to work with PDF files. In what way? Reading them? Writing them? Like changing the color of them? This feels like a stupid smart thing. I'm not gonna consider this. I'm gonna go from like the basics and we'll see if we need any of this. So anyways, this is using a project. What do we have? So we have this where there's like a repository where you have just the way that you want to work, and this is generic ways of thinking about this. So I don't know if skills, I don't want to put skills yet. I don't think I do. Just whatever. It's kind of at the top level. This is an orchestrator for and then I guess the interesting thing here is each project so orchestration. Okay. And then one project may talk to multiple repositories and file sets. Okay. And like, is that code owner defined? There's something here that needs like tooling. Because where would you start? You would go into the orchestration repository. You'd have that on your local machine, let's say. And you would say, point to this project and start working with me, right? So you'd pull the next project issue from the backlog. You would open it up. And then you would what? You would read it, right? So get the context, discuss a plan, or I guess you would read it, you would understand whether it's sufficient. So you would have like a backlog meeting about it, in theory. Then you would think about the plan for that. Oh, well, you would have a backlog meeting about it in an interview, and then you would decide whether or not that ticket was too big, and if there was a way that you could make it smaller. And at that time, you should have access to all of these files. Should you? Yeah, because you would need to know the context. Okay. And then what's after that? What's after that is you've got a ticket or an issue that seems useful to work on, and you potentially made multiple issues. after you have multiple issues, you would pick the first one that is the highest priority. You'd potentially recursively go through that same process again, because it would potentially just be an empty ticket. Like, it's not necessarily the case that in the meeting you have about the previous ticket that you like fully flesh out the details of each ticket. So you would start that process, you'd finish it, and eventually you're going to get to like an atomic issue where there's just something to work on. When you do that, you're then going to think about the planning stage. So how would I validate these acceptance criteria? And you would think through a plan. Okay, so let's try doing this manually, and then we can like think about the feedback loop of this, like how we want to do this. So one, I need this like orchestration repository. So let's create a new orchestration. Or what should this be called? It's really orchestrate. Well, whatever. We'll leave the description blank until we have a better understanding of what it even does. So no template. How to read me is probably good. Git ignore, no. License, no. And then no. Okay. So we need to clone this guy. Let's see if our... The fuck? Oh, right. There was a Adobe PDF issue a long time ago where I think the Epstein files had like no licenses for Adobe Pro, and you could just copy and paste. You have Docker installed. Do you want to install? No. Okay, so we have to check out a new repo. Okay, and am I in my... It's been so long since I've used the Windows version of this. Oh, so I'm in like Windows. I need a terminal. Hey, thank you. Interesting. Okay, so new repo. I mean, do I not already have... Is this not... No, this is not. Oh, interesting. Okay. So clone git repository. Or maybe I can just do this. Okay, cool. So I've got this repo now. And then I also want this guy. So fork it. Oh, weird. Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. And then we'll clone this guy, or I guess we can just check it out. So what I want, actually I don't need to check it out. What I want is the ability to run that code from here. So I want a like git submodule. Okay, so we'll leave it as is for now. And I think we'll go back here. And we have this. And then we presume the project exists. Yeah, I think you need to presume the project exists, because otherwise, like, how would you... Okay, so then... And let's think about featured team planning, Kanban, probably Kanban. Oh, start from scratch, board. Okay, and then this would be called JBoss to Spring Boot migration. Okay. And what do we have? So we have title. We don't need assignees. Status is fine. Or we'll think about this later. So I think I have like all of the moving parts now. And then we can call this board, I guess. And to do in progress is done is fine. And is that all you need? I think so. So there's this whole thing I just did manually that I think requires automation, which is how do you declaratively define... maybe not. I guess this is the only thing. But I don't even know if this is the thing. Thank you, 3 or something. Because you would just want to hook into existing projects if they exist too. So that's like a separate concern. Okay, so now we want to think about the first thing to do. So we have this like repo and we have this project, and we don't know what this project is supposed to be because there's no information other than the title. So maybe the title is good enough. And then we have an interview with the... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, these two things are interesting. So I think... Okay, so there's like a checklist. Where can I just write stuff? So like... The first activity is like... interview... or discussion about project. And then does this have, what is this? So add sub issues. Okay, so there's a bunch of workflows. And then yeah, let's go to settings. So we have a name, we have a description, we have a default repository. We have a README. And that implies a one-to-one, but that's just a default. Okay. That's fine. So then I think in order to align, like, or to manage access, you'd have users, but let's see. So status, sub-issues, progress. Okay, whatever. Okay, I gotta take a break, but I think there's something here. What do these all have? Oh, I like this. So, or that's not right. Where did I just set that limit? Oh. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. So we are at a point. I guess this has to go over here. Where I think we have everything we need. But I'm not sure, and maybe we can bring up just like a, how do I reference repos? Let's just do a, So I know I want to migrate this hello world. So okay. So what do we have available? We have the title. We have files, assignee, labels. Just the project it's in, and then a milestone. So let's just create this one. Is there anything else we get? Yes, there is. So relationships. Development. Okay. I think a branch pull request. So the presumption here is there's a branch. Which is fine. The relationships. Okay, so let's think about this. This is something I want to do in this project. And I found out about that because I guess we can make, if we go to settings, we can pick, what is it called? JBoss. Oh, weird. I think I need to refresh this page. I don't think it has access to this yet. Like, can I do this? Or does it have access to forks? And I don't even think I want to do that. Okay, so we'll go back from settings. So here, okay, so these are static. These are things that are like across the entire project. Adding this would be, okay, so this is a good first issue. This is, okay, I don't know the value of those yet. And then I can create my own labels. Okay, interesting. So labels are something to consider. Milestone. I think we want to create a milestone for each of these initial tickets. Relationship. No. Development. Oh, interesting. This can see it. Where is the remote branch view? What is this? I can't even read. Graph. Okay. Pull. Where do I see branches? How do you list? Oh, am I in the wrong? I am. I'm in the orchestrator. That's right. So that's interesting. So I need to, from here, use a Git submodule. So I need like a conversation, which I guess I can use. Enable, yes. Oh. I see. I don't know why all of this takes up so much real estate. Okay, so I can remove this guy. Remove that guy. Remove that guy. Remove all the Python stuff. And then, yes, remove that. Okay, and then like reload. Okay, so Copilot. And then I think, I don't know if it says it here. I don't know if I want to use codecs. I think I actually just want to use a terminal tool. So I'll find out how to use Copilot. Does Copilot have hooks? Okay, this is what I want. Okay, so this could inject the environment. Right. How does it not have agent completion? Agent execution. So the only thing I have is this, which maybe that's fine. Chattier. What? Oh, I'm in a completely different language on the. Interesting. Okay, so how do I do this? So I need a hooks directory. That's kind of the most. Okay, well, actually, I need to get the repo and I need to check out this. Or do I? Let's just presume this is like rubber ducky. We're just kind of walking through it. So what I want to do is I actually want checklist. Development journey. This document describes the key entities, actors, entities. Can I spell this? Oh my god. Entity. Okay. Wow, that are involved in the... Okay. So let's just kind of go through. So the project is identified. The issue is, okay, we'll just like, I guess we can say selected. Selected the a parent folder for the issue. What happens after this? So we now have all the source code and we understand what we need to do. So then the plan is created. The task is selected. The task is verified. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's think through all of this stuff. So right now the project is selected by me. The issue is selected by me. So the project was created manually. The title was added manually. The issue was created manually. The was set manually. The I guess this can go. Oh, right. What is the end? It doesn't matter. Okay, the title was added manually. The assignee wasn't even set. The okay. So now we can like, I don't know what commands I need. So let's open up, did I install Codex? No, but I have the chat here. So let's do an plan. and 5.2 codecs. Let's discuss how I can add code for an issue from one or more single directory. The goal will be to make the appropriate to you acquired and the results to confirm, to validate. Issue was assume their own Okay, so let's discuss how I can add code for an issue from one or more repositories into a single directory. The goal will be to make appropriate changes to resolve the issue. On branch. Okay. What else? Be sure to comment Okay. So let's see. Thank you, Organic 83. Sure. let's discuss the now to not side and not add noise to the documents. Oh, I think I need to like yeah, okay. So I think I'm gonna go Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so we'll have that, and then we have, what is the ID? So I don't think I need that. Let's delete this branch. Okay, so that is gone. Okay, and then we're manually understanding which branch we need, or which issue ID we need. So that's in development orchestration for some reason. But if I refresh this, it no longer is. Right. So how is that the case? If I go to projects and I go to this, how does it know? Did I do something in settings here? No. So how does this know? I think I want to delete that And I want to create a new issue. See, how is that the case? How is this project under or linked in any way? I think I want to delete this project. Or, yeah, close and then delete. Okay, so a new project. And we'll start from scratch with a board. No bulk import. And then this has nothing to do. Okay. Crazy. How does it choose that? Is this somehow related to that project? No? Okay. Where is it saying in any... Oh, right there. I see. Okay, so then I really don't want that, do I? I want it to be... And this implies a one-to-one. An issue goes with one repo, which I suppose can be fine. And I can't put it into a forked. Oh, issues isn't enabled. Okay, so issues needs to be enabled. I guess that's... like this. Okay, so there's like something like that. Okay. So now that I have issues, I should be able to migrate Hello World from JBoss to Spring Boot. And I want that into, what is it called? Yeah. Okay, cool. So now I have an issue associated with the project. So this is like a general orchestration project, and that's like the epic. And then this can hit one or more projects. And then this is the current ticket. And I need to like discuss what this should be. So I guess I can check this code out and then have the discussion. So let's take a look here. And this is that. So what is the like ID of this? I guess it's the URL, isn't it? Okay. And then the ID would be new folder. I guess it's not what I want is this. Like, what's copy Lincoln project? Because I think I'm gonna have two things here. So that's one. Okay, which has a bunch of UI stuff that I don't want. Okay, so it's just like the repo. And that's fair. I don't know though, this issue should be based on the project, but it isn't. This is just a view into the project. So this is a project ID 4. Okay, so how do we want to structure this? We want to have projects. issues. And then so the view, which we don't care about, pane equals issue, item ID equals that. Like, what is that? I think that is what I do want, because that is being used as the identifier. So that is what? That's what it is. Okay, I guess that's... We're doing it the Java way. Okay, so this has this whole thing, and now I know from the folder structure what the repo is, which is this. So I can run that command. Now that doesn't make any sense. Projects 4. That is really this. What is the link to this project? Cool, thank you. I think it's just this. Let's take a look at the API. Okay, so project has a number within an organization. Okay, so it's either user, okay, so that's fine. So, let's think through what this will look like. So this is actually going to be users and okay, and then this all goes in there. So then this is users, Andrew Shaw Care, projects, project ID, issues, JBoss, quick starts. But that's not right. We're missing one last folder. Oh yeah, what is the... Okay, title, assignees, status. Wait, how do you find the issue itself? Oh, nodes ID. Okay. Okay, so you need a project ID, a title, and a body. Okay, I think we're good. So here I have a project, I have an issues, and then I think what this is saying, where does it talk about managing your project? Like issues. Okay, using variables. Okay. Then you'll get the ID. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. node ID, project ID, and then this is getting 20 fields. But what are those fields? Okay, is this it? Node ID equals project ID, items, nodes. Yeah, maybe this is it. Okay, so there is such a thing as, oh wait, managing. This is the thing I want, but how do you get the ID of an issue? Okay, whatever. If I go back to the issue, like, does it tell me what the ID is? I feel like the ID is just like this. Like, maybe that's fine. Andrew Shakir projects. So the implicit assumption here is users Andrew Shakir projects 4 is, maybe that needs to change. New folder projects. And then this goes under, and then this goes under this, and then what do we have here? Do I need to like refresh this? Where did 4 go? Oh, it just deleted it. Okay. Projects, users, Andrew Shakir 4. Okay, issues. So I need users. Andrew Shakir, JBoss 1. Okay, so then it just front loads the thing. And then I can use dots, maybe. That feels like a lot. We'll see how it goes. So okay. So we're now like in an issue. And it's nice to be able to see like projects. What project? There's something weird about putting projects first. It might need to be like users Andrewshaw Care projects for users, but like that is the noun. So okay, we'll leave it like this for now. That feels off somehow because the actual thing is that. But okay, so we're like in a folder. And now we want to check this code out, and we can take a look at this, which is and add 2 work trees. Okay, so what's the assumption we're making? We're making the assumption that once we're in a project, which is 4, and we're in an issue, which is 1, that we need to check out some repositories. Okay, so we need like repositories, blah, blah, blah. And then this stuff that we're checking out is like ephemeral. And the only thing that matters is the pull request. Okay. So get clone, and then we clone it. Okay, and then we're going to clone this repo. Okay, so now we've got a pretty wild okay, there we go. So now we have code in this like super big structure. So now we should like write okay, and then we can like do that. So okay. Right, now we need to run it. Or, oh yeah, we need to have the discussion. And this needs to be in a new context. And so that's like issues. So here, wait, I don't want it there. I want it like there. And do I want it like that? That's like a cache? I don't. I want to just pull it. So it would be like, okay, so then here I want like, we'll write this out. Okay, so let's like, Okay, let's see what happens if we do that. Okay, that's fine. So that's interesting that it like changed that. We'll just keep everything and we will read it. So okay, so this is an interesting document. I don't know how to articulate exactly why it's interesting yet, but Like, there's something here that I need to, like, think about. So let's start answering this. And there is like a speech. What is the like? Windows plus H. There we go. The primary reason is to adopt a new deployment model which will allow for containerization and to standardize on Spring Boot across the organization. Period. Oh, interesting. What am I using? Wave. That was still surprisingly good. Okay. The consumers are existing applications, and success looks like nothing has changed for the application at all. I guess I need to talk quicker. The consumers of the Quick Start are legacy applications, and success looks like nothing has changed from their perspective at all. Okay. The hello world should function exactly as it does with minimal changes in order to migrate to Spring Boot. The goal is moving to Spring Boot, not to make any upgrades or enhancements. The endpoint must remain the same to accommodate legacy applications. The punctuation thing sucks. I feel like there's multiple. Like, I remember there was another one. There's like a Windows one. The response payload should remain identical. The content type is required to match exactly. Yes, as with all things, any existing functionality should operate identically in the migration. Whatever the current packaging is should be the packaging for the migrated version of the application. Yes, we should use the same version of Java that exists today so that we don't break compatibility with any libraries. The conventional way to start the Spring Boot application should be used. You should port any existing integration tests. No existing test harnesses must remain. They should be ported to the conventional Spring Boot test harness. Use your discretion after evaluating the source code. No constraints, but strive to keep identical dependencies as this is a lift and shift. Oh, weird. Oh. Okay, new context. Like these guys. Oh, wait, what is that talking about? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I think that is good. Okay, cool. Now, the interesting bit is like, how do you enter into this? So, and then like, how do you hook the tests for this? Oh, and I should edit this. Okay, so then now okay, mutually exclusive subtasks and each. Okay. So, like, what does the issue look like? Okay. Okay. Okay, new context. Okay, so let's put this here and this guy here. Okay. I don't know if I'm a fan of this. Let's just leave it like that. Okay. And then how do I specify? I need codecs, I think. Okay. And then Hmm. feel like I should have ran this. Yeah, so I think of like running this beforehand, seeing it all work is like a better way of doing this. I think I'm gonna go. I think this is a good like first time, and I need to do like a retrospective on this. Let's do some of that though. See if it actually does what it says it. Oh, right. So I think this is like, what's required here is whenever a change is made, there needs to be some place you can go to run the functional tests and assert the changes are still working as expected. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna let this run, and then I will be maybe back tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure. All right, talk to you later.